Cardano absolutely bleeding towards the downside with all of this SEC drama that is almost endless. But I think there's something that's being hidden behind the scenes. There's something that definitely people are not looking for right now, and I'm going to show you exactly what they're missing in this video. So if you hold Cardano or you're interested in buying Cardano, you're in the exact right place, guys. So hit the like button and let's get into today's video. Now, before we dive in and look at all of the news, I'm not going to give the news too much attention in this. I'm going to focus fundamentals because that's where we are probably going to get our most evidence. This, as you've probably seen, if you are subscribed to this channel, and you absolutely should be, because every day I'm showing you new ways and innovative ways to find cryptocurrencies that are going to boom before they even boomed. As well as that, update you on your favorite coins, which is what I'm doing now. Now, what we can see in this flow chart is how money moves into a market during a bull market or just before a bull market. Phase one, you get the Bitcoin pump. Now, actually, I think that Bitcoin and Ethereum are together in this. Ethereum has now grown and is basically doing something similar with Bitcoin. And then you get into the large cap, of which Cardano is one of the largest caps going. And the money flows in through crypto this way for a very good reason. Now, when crypto is booming in the bull markets and things, CNN, BBC, etc. will start to share information about Bitcoin growing, about Ethereum growing, and then all the large caps will start to get the excitement because people who've invested in these other currencies will start to discover YouTube videos exist about cryptocurrency, and they'll start to then invest into other cryptos such as Cardano, which is why Cardano will grow very quickly. Now, I want to show you this image here, guys, from CoinGecko. This shows Cardano's price against the US dollar in the blue. Okay, so that's the Cardano US dollar price. And then in the yellow, the Cardano versus Bitcoin price. Now, I want you to pay attention to this because unlike most other cryptocurrencies that are slightly lower down the list, this, you can see, is very tightly knitted together. The Cardano price versus US dollars does sit very closely with the price of Bitcoin, or Cardano versus Bitcoin, sorry. Okay, so this is really important to notice because this means that actually, if we go back to that flow chart, phase one, phase two, etc., the Cardano is going to be sitting closer to Bitcoin than any other. And I believe that Bitcoin is about to see something extremely exciting happen. And you're like, well, what about all the news from the SEC? Cardano denies SEC security claims as ADA bleeds. Now, the SEC drama is ongoing, and we're going to probably see that continue for a while without any kind of firm conclusions. But actually, I believe that this news is here for another reason. I know that when we were in the top of a bull market, you couldn't see enough of how much Bitcoin is going to go to $1 million, how much Bitcoin is going to do this, and how much crypto is going to do this. Wouldn't you imagine that time in the markets that the SEC had crypto under far more scrutiny than it does right now at the bottom of a bear market? Something unusual going on, perhaps. So perhaps all of this negative fear and whatever going on right now about cryptocurrency is an indicator that we could be at the bottom of a market about to push towards the upside, trying to shake out the very last of the paper hands. And what I'm going to do is show you this Bitcoin chart because it shows such an obvious thing that's really happening, in my opinion. Now, we can see that since, the start of the year, pretty much day one of the year, January the 1st, was when we started to pump. It was almost like that was the design of the people who control the markets, right? We then had this big correction. And many people didn't really notice this correction because it literally happened so fast that it then rocketed out again. And from that correction, I want you to pay attention that it went within a space of about 5 days, 45% up. Now, what that means for Cardano, that it's very closely linked to Bitcoin, is a significantly bigger gain. Now, what I want to pay attention to right now is what's happening in the Bitcoin chart, because actually, if you don't pay attention to all that news and FUD and whatever, and you pay attention to fundamental chart patterns, which we can see right here, you'll know that Bitcoin has come back to retest a previous area of resistance, which is a previous inverted head and shoulders pattern, which you can see here. And then we can take the height of this pattern and we can drag it up to this breakout point, which we saw here. It's now retesting that area. And in my opinion, 37K is coming up on the cards very soon. So what we're going to look at here, well, we have this downtrend for Bitcoin. You can see that we dipped under that line, we took the liquidity, and we then rallied up very aggressively. Now, whether we dip under here again, potentially coming down to around 25K, let's wait and see. I actually still believe that this is probably the most likely scenario that we're going to see happening very soon for Bitcoin. And I'm not the only one who thinks that. Over in the Discord, and I put this down below in the description, we have a few different things. Now, I've put in here the Twitter alpha. Now, this is linked to my favorite crypto Twitter posters, okay? Posting all sorts of incredible insight that you just don't get on YouTube. Now, what we can see if we come through a few of these stories is a few things playing out for Bitcoin. Various people who are pretty well informed in the game and have been pretty right for a long time are showing you various patterns. Now, this one here, we can see this sort of butterfly pattern that breaks towards the upside. We come up here and we can see another one. We come up here and we can see another very interesting chart pattern showing these accumulation zones. And after each accumulation zone, it breaks beyond this EMA and then it moves up. And now you can see we are literally in the same one right now. Look at what happened after the COVID crash. You had similar kind of quiet periods and then a boom. I think we're ready for a boom, and I'm not sure if you're going to be ready for it. Here's another one where this indicator at the bottom flashes blue just before a massive rally, one way or the other. But this one where it did go down, admittedly, was because it was below the EMA. All the other times it's above the EMA, it sees a rally. Currently, we're above that EMA. Bit of a no-brainer, guys. This move is going to happen. It's going to happen very soon, so you better not miss it. And you're like, yeah, I get it. What does this all have to do with ADA? Come on. Guys, Bitcoin drives the markets. Cardano, as we've just seen, is very heavily linked to the Bitcoin price because it's a large cap. It's one of the daddies, right? It's one of the big dogs. It goes with Bitcoin pretty much hand in hand. It doesn't lag on the Bitcoin price. When Bitcoin's rallying, it will go with it. Okay, because if you look at this price chart, it had two rallies along with the Bitcoin price. So Bitcoin rallied, it had that call off, and then Bitcoin rallied again, and Cardano followed that. Now I'll show you a contrasting one that doesn't show the same pattern. Now this is H bar, where you see that we got that rally, and then it dropped, and it dropped again. At the same time as this, Bitcoin did this. So you can see that H bar is lagging because it's a smaller market cap coin than Cardano. Which is going to see the biggest boom first. And I know a load of you will be like, oh, well, Cardano is not going anywhere. It's only going to do like a 5 or 6x. Well, guys, I don't care. 5 or 6x is one, massive. And two, it's going to happen before you're going to get the pumps in other cryptos. So you take your 4 or 5x out of Cardano and then you move it into something else that does a 20x. See? Rather than just thinking that they all move at the exact same time, because they just don't. Okay, the big market caps will move first. Now, what I'm looking at that has me excited, as I'm sure you're aware, is this zone through here. Now, I've identified this as a zone of interest because obviously we have a pump here. Now, I have a buy zone that would exist down here, but notice we're not anywhere near that right now. This is an area of interest because we pumped, we came back down towards this area, and then we started to pump again. And this confirms it. So if I know that in this area we get pumpage normally for Cardano, not guaranteed, then the fact that we've just descended into here in like 5 days, and we've dropped in 5 days, what, 17%, the harder something comes down, the harder it goes up. The harder something goes up, the harder it comes down. Everyone loves to buy a big green candle, or in this case, a big black candle. No one likes to buy the bottom candles, the candles that are going downwards. Do the opposite, tend to be all right. I have a very keen eye on what's going on with Cardano right now, and I will be adding this potentially to my $1,000 challenge portfolio, which if you want to follow along with, basically I've got $1,000, I put it into KuCoin, and every day I'm buying a new cryptocurrency, of which I've already bought, I think 6 or 7 cryptos that are in there right now. I've allocated different percentages and explained exactly why I've been buying them, as well as putting in the chart analysis, and that is open and accessible to the inner circle, guys. And if you want to get into the inner circle, you just need to click on that upgrade chat link, which is down below, and you can get for $9.99 per month. You can access this with a 5-day free trial, or $100 for the year, which is basically saving 2 months, getting 2 months free. And from this, obviously, you're going to get updated on the Twitter stuff, but you're also going to be in a very exciting community of like-minded crypto investors who are sharing every day their own technical analysis, as well as getting my technical analysis. There's more information on what people are buying and selling. There's a section on NFTs and gaming. There's even an ICO zone for all of the new ICO projects that will be launching, and I'm updating that all of the time. So if you want to get in that, guys, just hit that link down below in the description. Now you're wondering, why am I buying Cardano? Well, guys, look at it. It's just prime for a purchase right now. I do believe that if Bitcoin is rallying in a very short space of time towards sort of 35k, we could see Cardano doing a 66 up to around an 80% move. In my opinion, obviously that's not financial advice. I could be completely wrong. We could just pile towards the downside and see a 20% drop. But you've got a 20% drop down to this bottom, or you've got the potential of buying in at the bottom of a bull market. I reckon we're buying at the bottom bull market right now. In terms of where Cardano has been in the past and where it is now, back to the top, you're looking at an 8.6x. An 8.6x or a 20% downside. You tell me which one you want to go for, guys, in your risk versus reward. Hope you enjoyed that, guys. Hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, then subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.